You never know what's going on in my neighborhood. You just gotta stay connected.
So, welcome to Keep It on the Block, and you know it's shot right here on my block. We are so blessed to be in the presence of brilliance today. Shay Rhymefest Smith. How are you?
I'm good. How you doing, Pam?
You know, I'm really good. We're just gonna jump right into it.
All right.
So we have 1,000,001 things on our list to talk about. So if we get off track, which we probably will,
Right.
let's hit your movie first. Tell me a little bit about the movie.
Well, the film is coming out October 9th in AMC theaters in Chicago, River East, and it is basically, it's called In My Father's House, and it's about me buying my father's childhood home. Now, I never met my father. I never knew who my father was. Every time my mother and I would drive past a certain block, my mother would say, your father grew up there, your father grew up there. And having that in my memory, when I got of age, I was able a few years ago to buy his childhood home. But buying that home, there were a lot of spirits, unfamiliar but familiar presences I felt at that house. And the only thing I could do was really go find my father. And that's what this movie starts, with me finding my father.
I am thumbing through the New York Times the other day, and I run across this ad, full page ad, might I add, Kenneth Cole Project, and your face, your body, doing a big stand-up. Tell me what that is about, because everybody knows Kenneth Cole, the guru of fashion. How did you get connected with the project? What's the project about?
Yeah, Kenneth Cole saw the film, and basically, I was performing in New York. This guy comes to me at a bar, and he's like, just talking to me, man. He's like, you know, I like what you're doing. I saw your film, blah, blah, blah. Can I get your email? I give him my email. He hits me back, this Kenneth Cole. I'm like, the fashion guy? He's like, yeah. He said, I want to do this thing called Look Good for Good. And I think that you're doing such good work in the community. I like what you're doing with Donda's House. He said, I love the film, and I think the real models are the role models. And I said, well, I ain't no model at all, man. I'd be a role model.
You look good in the ad. You look good.
He said, the real models are the role models. He brought me out to New York. We shot. He put me in some clothes. And do you know, when he put me in the right outfit, I looked in the mirror and said, this is who I am. I never knew who I was until I was dressed correctly.
Dress for success, you know
Success,
that old
but
cliche.
I never even, like Kanye was always trying to tell me about fashion, and my eyes roll in the back of my head when he talk about it. But like, I never understood that you can dress a way that changes your whole everything.
Your attitude.
Your attitude, the way people view you.
Yes.
You know, but you have to figure out how you should dress, who you are. And you have to dress that way and then still do what you were doing.
You talked a little bit about your home and your pear tree. So these aren't just props.
No.
These are actual pears from Shay Rhymefest Smith's what?
Pear tree.
Pear tree. Is it in the front or the back?
It's in the backyard. When we bought the house, you know, there was a pear tree there. And the health of the pears, to me, represents the spiritual health of the house and the family. So I take pride in growing those pears every year. One of the problems with our community is that for so long, we were not trained how to eat. So
yes.
I got diabetes, you know what I'm saying? And I have diabetes because I wasn't raised on the right type of foods. When I go out to my wealthier friends' places, they eating totally different foods.
Of course.
I had to recondition myself to know what was healthy. But I can only do that because I started traveling, seeing that people who look better, who live better, ate better.
It's a whole thought process. You have to think about what you're ingesting.
Yeah.
Are you a meat eater?
I am, but because I have diabetes, I've been really having a hard time with my sugar. And so what I'm gonna do now is I'm not eating anything that breaks down into sugar. So no breads, no potatoes, no chips, no carbs, no pastas.
White rice?
Yeah, none of that.
No.
I'm only eating protein and vegetables. So that's like meat and vegetables.
The Daniel fast is really good. I don't know if you're familiar with that. It's just fruits and vegetables. It's all organic. Read it. It's in the Bible.
Okay, I will. All right, so I'm gonna do a little freestyle. I'm just gonna do it from the top of the head. We'll see what happens.
Okay, go ahead.
Right.
Go ahead. Do what you think. Do your thing. I mean, you are a Grammy Award winner.
I didn't write nothing. I'm just gonna do it with what I got here.
Okay.
All right, here we go. Listen, from your toenails to your cuticles, you might not have an ass, but you're beautiful. We keep it on the spot. We get it off the clock. I brought your ass some pears, and we can keep it on the block. Keep it on the porch, I'ma flame it like a torch. Rhymefest hanging with Pam and it's y'all, of course. We gon' keep it in the hood, we gon' keep it understood. You can keep bobbing your head and we gon' keep making it good. This is Rhymefest, we gon' keep it on the block.
Yeah, baby.
Have you guys turned this way?
I'm Pamela Tyus, your host to Keep It On The Block. We are here covering and keeping you connected to what's hot in the city of Chicago, doing it red carpet style, y'all. Covering everything from Rosewood with Lorraine Toussaint to Shay Rhymefest Smith. You don't want to miss this. In My Father's House. Congratulations on your big evening tonight. It's all about you and your film. This is your red carpet experience. I'm sure it's not your first and it sure won't be your last. But in making your movie, In My Father's House, were you at all apprehensive about what might be exposed, what might come out, some of the unknowns?
Well, you know, one of the things you'll see in the film is my wife say that African American culture is often secretive and we have to make our lives more of an open book. The thing about documenting, whether you journal, whether you video, whether you record with audio, if you don't document your experience here on earth, what is the proof that you ever existed? We have to have proof that we lived our lives for others to learn from. So I'm not worried at all. In fact, I'm excited about what others can possibly gain from this film.
So give us a couple of golden nuggets that you were able to walk away with on completion of the film.
Well, me personally or someone else maybe?
No, you.
Me personally. After I saw the film, I learned that forgiveness is key for everybody. Parents have to forgive their children. Children have to forgive their parents. And that forgiveness is something that you don't walk into a situation looking for. It's something you come to a situation to. So I forgave my father before I even started looking for him. That way, no matter what I found, it was still love.
So you have accomplished so many things: Grammys, the Emmys, Glory, the Oscar. The Oscar. You're somewhat of a superhero, I think. So if you were a superhero, what superpower would you possess?
You know, I've thought about that often, every day. I would want the power to detect the weakness in anything. So I would know like the weakest point of a person or an object or a thing or a situation. I would be able to detect what the entry point of anything was.
And why would that be so important? How would you make a difference?
Because then I would have the cheat codes to life. Like,
I didn't say cheat, so your superpower is cheat.
Well, if you have a superpower, technically you're cheating. Like, technically it's like everyone can't do that. So, but guess what? I think we do all have superpowers, and it's up to us to develop that, right? So there are a lot of people who, look, I grew up in the same neighborhood you grew up in, and most of us grew up in, but a lot of people may think Rhymefest has an unfair advantage. No, I'm using my potential. I'm growing and cultivating the skill and the gift that was given. And everyone has a gift. It's just, do you recognize it and are you cultivating it? And it does look like cheating from a distance, but it's really work.
Tell us where we're going to be able to see the movie. We're going to premiere it tonight. Can you give us a sneak peek of what to expect and then where we can catch it nationwide?
So when you go into this movie into In My Father's House, you're going to see your family. You're going to see yourself. You're going to see where you fit in family, and this is an American story. It's actually the new America. The nuclear family doesn't exist anymore. Mommy and daddy and 3 kids and a dog. It doesn't exist like that for most Americans. And so you're gonna see the new American normal.
So you're telling our story.
I'm telling the story. No, I don't believe any story is unique. I believe people are going through the same thing at different times. So how are we gonna learn? Because maybe I went through it as you're going through it, and maybe you can learn from it. And if people want to see it, they can go to inmyfathershousefilm.com, and it says where all of the showings are. It's going to be in 20 cities around America, October 9th.
You have it here first.
I'm Pamela Tyus for Keep It on the Block.
Johnny, what does it feel like to be in the middle of this reunion and to meet them?